Hello. Today's Hokkien, How Do You Say podcast, will be a rather interesting one for you, especially if you use Facebook to stay in contact with friends or use Instagram to share Insta-worthy pictures. How do you ask in Hokkien whether someone has a Facebook or Instagram account? Before we go into that, how do you even say Facebook or Instagram in Hokkien? My name is Eugene from LearnDialect.sg, and we will be exploring this topic together today. If I were to approach a senior who only speaks Hokkien to ask for his or her Facebook account, I would ask, Liu Facebook bo? If the person has an account, he or she would reply, Wu Facebook. Otherwise, the response would be, Bo Facebook. Similarly, to ask for his or her Instagram account, I would ask, Liu Instagram bo? As you could tell, for everyday Hokkien conversations in Singapore, we do not deliberately use Hokkien for Facebook or Instagram. I mean, to begin with, they are indeed the names of the social media services, and that's what we are all familiar with, isn't it? In fact, let me share with you a little tip that works most of the time. For words that are created recently, and especially for Western brands or company names, it's likely that we'll simply use the English or Mandarin equivalent. I want to take this chance to highlight that not all languages evolve in the same manner. As such, translations from English to Hokkien are often not as straightforward. In fact, there are many instances where Hokkiens in Singapore borrow words from other languages. More than often, we use them simply as is in our everyday Hokkien conversations. For example, remember what we talked about in the previous podcast? We can simply bid farewell by saying bye. The same applies to social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. While these are clearly not Hokkien words, we borrowed them from another language and use them as it is. Yet, there are times where, instead of using these borrowed words as it is, Hokkiens in Singapore adapted them into the local Hokkien language. So let me give you an example. Many Hokkiens in Singapore commonly refer to money as lui. However, do you know that this word is probably borrowed and adapted from the Dutch word duit? If you want to say it in Hokkien properly, it should be ji. But interestingly, you'll find that in Singapore, we hardly use this word. Instead, we borrowed duit and then adapted it locally as lui. Well, back to the topic. Let's recap a little. Liu Facebook bo means, do you have Facebook? Wu Facebook means, have Facebook. Bo Facebook means, don't have Facebook. Now, this is our 15th podcast. By now, you might have observed that the word bo can be used in both a question and a reply. In Hokkien, we typically use bo at the end of a sentence to indicate a question. Conversely, if you use bo prior to an action or noun, you are negating that specific action or noun. So, bo Facebook means no Facebook. This is similar to our last podcast where wa bo dian wei means I don't have a phone. Right. So how has your Hokkien learning journey been? Have you been picking up useful words and phrases from our podcast? For more fun facts as well as information on our upcoming Hokkien workshops, do follow us on our Facebook, facebook.com/LearnDialect, or our Instagram @LearnDialect. Thank you for listening in to our Hokkien How Do You Say podcast. I'm Eugene and see you the next week.